Linger is a collection of piano pieces that I've composed for this instrument, which is the Brontë family piano. More specifically, Emily Bronte's piano, which she played on a daily basis. I'm a contemporary classical composer and a pianist, and I was interested in creating music for the rooms in the Brontë house, which is where we are at the moment. This is Mr. Bronte's study. So Linger is two things. One side of Linger are 6 new compositions which are installed in 6 of the rooms in the Brontë Parsonage Museum, which people can come and hear. They're very subtle, and they're about colouring the rooms and evoking a response really in the listener in respect of where they are and the heritage that is here, the history that is here already. And the second part is a concept album, also called Linger, which is a 13-track album, which is sort of designed to be listened from beginning to end, and it's heavily referencing Anne Bronte's novel Tenant of Wildfell Hall, which is the Brontë literature I'm most influenced by, I'm most interested in, and it throws light on that story, but also starts to expand on some of the issues in that book, which are considerable issues and very contemporary issues about womanhood and addiction, child rearing, marital difficulties, and faith, questions about faith and morals. So Linger is trying to just bring these things to light through music and sound, without telling people what to feel. Really gives them a chance to spend time in this space and for the music to evoke thoughts of their own and to linger.
First, when I heard from Ailís, she sent me this first email and asked me, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I thought, well, it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit avant-garde, if you like, and I'm not sort of totally used to that kind of singing. And so I didn't know what to expect, really, until she sent me her singing it in her way, and then the actual piano and everything, the sound of it, and it sounded quite sort of like really intense, and I was thinking, whoa, what is this? At first, that's how I felt about it. Then I got stuck into it after agreeing to doing it, and I took a couple of weeks to really sort of figure out what was happening with the melody and things, because it wasn't going quite where I would, you know, a line would go and then it would move into something else, and it would be this dissonant sort of like chord, and I was thinking, what the? Then it was like quite like jazz as well, you know. So I thought, somewhere I can feel my way. And then I've got my mother's from Jamaica, and she came from Jamaica to England with my elder sister, and so in some ways the story of the whole thing kind of had some connection. And there are some other weird connections that I have with the Brontë. The whole Brontë thing, you know, because we actually don't live too far from where the Bronte's parents were actually married and things like that. So it was a bit sort of, it was one of those synchronicity things, and I think in the end I felt that the challenge was good for me. When I was younger, I was into sort of people like Kate Bush, and I know that obviously she sung Wuthering Heights, and I loved that song, and we heard about what that was about, and there were films on TV about things like, you know, what the Brontë sisters actually wrote about, and they were really good, and they were very intense and very sort of dark in areas as well. You know, the whole feel of the things that they wrote about were approaching a lot of, you know, issues that people probably weren't talking about in those days, and so I think it's quite brave, you know, brave and very sort of dangerous in as well.
There was a need to keep something steady and continuous, have this continuity of sound throughout the 6 rooms, because essentially the 6 compositions form a whole, they interlock into each other. So while you're in a room, you'll hear one, but once you come out of that room, you'll hear shades of the other. And so it's actually a bigger piece than the 6 little pieces on their own. But it's great hearing responses from people, and also when I tell them what the ideas behind it, because they're all simple ideas. I'm just trying to keep it simple, and it's nice when you just see them nodding as a recognition. Oh, yeah, I understand what you mean by that. Because if this music was constantly pulsing and charged, it would kind of make people a bit nervy, you know. I think it would make them feel like they've got to hurry up, and that's not what this is about, you know. It's about take the time you need.